Hi everyone, it's Vanna for Kelowna Now, and today I'm joined by Armstrong Metal Fest co-founder, co-coordinator, Jesse Valstar. You're here today. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Life is beautiful. The sun's shining. Things are good.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. So AMF gearing up for the 10th year.
It's been a long haul.
Been a long haul. Can you tell me sort of where you guys started from? Because I know it's kind of an interesting story about how you got here.
Essentially what happened is I went to Europe and saw that they had festivals there and was really excited about festivals and wondering why we didn't have them in Canada. And the co-founder, Bretton Melanson, went to a bush party where a few bands played out in the woods, and he's like, I think we could probably do this. And I was like, we should. Where are we going to do it? And he was like, well, my parents' farm. And I was like, okay, you lock down the venue, I will take care of everything else. And he took care of most of the other stuff too. I just kind of flailed and did my thing. But he took care of all of that, and then the backyard party was a hit. And I remember asking him, I was like, your parents, having a lot of people come. He's like, yeah, it'll be fine. So we did the first year, worked out good. The second year, attendance doubled.
Yeah. And
we were like, okay, we need to make this real. And then we brought it to the Armstrong Fairgrounds, and it's been a hit ever since.
Yeah, wow. You hear about Armstrong Metal Fest no matter where you are. Even Albertans know about it. So you guys have gotten to this point. You're bringing hundreds of metalheads from around the province, as far as Alberta. What do you think it is about AMF that has contributed to the longevity of it?
So the fact that we have camping. And I think another reason why is it was one of the first events of its kind that has been able to sustain itself, right? It's pretty much totally ticket funded by the people purchasing the tickets. That creates our budget as to how much we can do for the year, and it's a community thing, right? The community pools their money together, and we are in charge of it and put together an event for them. So I think because we've been around for so long, that people are trusting us to do the best job possible, and we just keep trying really hard.
Yeah, 10 years is a huge milestone, especially for festivals here in BC. I mean, we've seen the flop of Pemberton and stuff like that. Yeah. So is there anything exciting, maybe anything out of the ordinary you guys are doing in honor of the 10th year?
We're doing quite a few things, actually. Okay. But I think probably one of my favorite things is we're doing a scavenger hunt this year, like an Instagram scavenger hunt.
Nice.
And so basically we're going to have like a list of 10 things that people need to find. So get out of their campsite and go out and see if they can find it. I think we're going to go as far as to paint some heavy metal lawn gnomes and hide them around the grounds. And you know what? It could be really funny. So we're going to do stuff like that. So lots of our sponsors are kicking in a little extra for prizing this year too, so that we can have this scavenger hunt be successful and have different stuff like that. Another thing that we're doing too is like a lot of the bands that we're bringing in are new heavy hitters in Western Canada, as well as we're bringing back some of the old favorites from year to year. A band like Zool. Zool has played every single year, and I believe we announced them last week. And they've played every single year since the first year.
Wow.
Odenfist hasn't even done that. We missed a year.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, so actually speaking about the bands, one of the really big core values of AMF that I've found anyways, the importance you guys place on bringing up and coming bands and new bands to the scene and giving them a stage to play on. Why do you go out of your way to do that?
You literally actually just said basically our mission statement. Like literally what we have written down as a not-for-profit society. What we focus on mainly is up-and-coming talent, and we facilitate the larger bands coming in through the area on the smaller shows in and around Kelowna and the Okanagan, and we go out of our way to make sure that the bands that are trying really hard get on those bigger bills to add that to their resume. So the festival works as a pretty good resume booster for a lot of these bands, and it gives them a lot of credibility.
Yeah, so it offers them a space. I know you guys have had bands like Aggression and Ninja Spy, Cattle Decapitation is played. But ideally, if you could pick anyone out of your favorite musicians, who would you have headline AMF?
Well, we're a committee, so
Okay.
so as a committee, we would sit at a table and argue for hours as to what band would be best for our like core people or whatever, right? Not core people, but our clientele. And so we would think about them in making that decision, because if it was up to me, I would end up making it like pretty much just thrash and power metal with a little bit of tech death thrown in there just for my own personals.
Well, let's do that. Let's do your own personal.
So,
let's see.
I would probably have Blind Guardian and At the Gates.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
As my like, I'd just be like, I made it. And if I could have like Manowar on there too, that'd be it. I'd be in. Yeah. That's it.
Die happy.
I could call it actually.
just be like, all right, I'm done. See you guys later. So yeah, you mentioned Odin Fist. That's your band.
Yes.
Coming from a musician's perspective, what is it like getting to share the stage with bands like that, as big as Aggression and Ninja Spy?
At the beginning, it was a little intimidating. I remember starting out because when we started the band, Odin Fist, for example, was a band that formed in high school.
Wow.
Right, and we've just continued on for years and years and years. So at the beginning, for us, like playing with those bands, it was a huge deal. And now over the years, they have become good friends of ours, and they've always provided guidance in every way that we can possibly ask for. So now it's more of a nice friendship, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a pleasure to share the stage with those people.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you've been with the festival since the beginning. It started out, it's grown now to this monster, this beast of a festival, you could say. What has it been like for you to sort of look back, reflect on that, and see how far you guys have come?
Reflecting back on 10 years of Armstrong Metal Fest is crazy. I can feel the growth that I've had as a person. The festival has provided me with a lot of stress and a lot of worry, but also a lot of accomplishment, and has given me opportunities to do stuff like speak at a random international conference in Victoria to a group of European people who flew to Canada to hear, to come to this heavy metal conference. Mm-hmm. Right? That the festival has offered me opportunities like that. It's also offered a lot of opportunities in and around Western Canada, and Canada in general. So it's given me a lot of fun times, and like I said, the personal growth. Like, I am not the same person I was when I started the festival, right? I have a way more clear business sense. I can think about things a lot more. It's also given me a lot of skills for management, just in general, for delegating work. That was something that I always struggled with at the beginning, because I felt like it wasn't anybody else's problem but mine, so I needed to do it all. But people say, hey, I want to help, and I'm finally now good to be like, okay, you know what, they want to help, here it is, run with it.
Delegate some tasks.
And am able to step back, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, well, then we got to deal with it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the personal growth for me has been the greatest reward. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I know that the festival is actually family friendly. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah. And a lot of times when people think of metalheads, they think of aggressive and things like that. What would you say to somebody who is maybe apprehensive about attending because of the stereotypes that are placed on metalheads, or maybe somebody who is apprehensive about their child or their teenager going to the festival?
So when people think of heavy metal and their clientele, a lot of times they picture like the fight scene in The Warriors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a low-hanging smog, just shirtless teenage angst, pushing around each other, craziness, and burning trash cans and whatever, right? But heavy metal is no longer like that, and the stereotype is starting to fade away,
Yeah.
which is wonderful. You know, but at the same time, though, we also like to still kind of have that stereotype there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it kind of, I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird concept and everything, but it's not like that at all. Our event is a family friendly event where, you know, you can bring your kids. You know, the youngest attendee that we've ever had was 5 weeks.
Wow.
And they didn't go in the venue, even with headphones. We let them come up into the office and view from the window or whatever. And it was a family that came, and they hung out in the RV area and they did their thing, and they had a really good weekend. They messaged me afterwards, letting me know that was not the 5-week-old. That was a different family that was doing that. But yeah, like lots of people bring their families. It's just, you know, sometimes finding childcare isn't easy. So if they can still make the best of both worlds work, then why not?
Yeah, you give them a place to do that. That's
Yeah.
great. So AMF July 13th and 14th this
That's
year.
correct.
Tickets are on sale already?
Tickets are on sale, and ticket sales are up from
up.
every year that we've ever had.
Awesome.
It has been a steady thing, actually, over the past, I think, 4 years. Ticket sales have been going up and up and up, and people are buying earlier and earlier, which is super helpful.
Right.
Which is it's much easier to gauge how many people are going to be there when we have so many pre-sales, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, awesome. Jesse, thank you so much for coming in and chatting with me.
Absolutely.
Super nice to see you.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank
and you
very
guys
much.
can get tickets to AMF right now. They're on sale. And this has been Savannah with Kelowna Now.